the site admits. Over it they build a pyramidal roof of logs fastened together, and this they cover with reeds and brushwood, heaping up very high mounds of earth above their dwellings. Thus their fashion in houses makes their winters very warm and their summers very cool. Some construct hovels with roofs of rushes from the swamps. Among other nations also, in some places, there are huts of the same or a similar method of construction. Likewise, at Marseilles we can see roofs without tiles, made of earth, mixed with straw. In Athens, on the Areopagus, there is to this day a relic of antiquity with a mud roof. The hut of Romulus on the Capitol is a significant reminder of the fashions of old times, and likewise the thatched roofs of temples or the citadel. 6. From such specimens we can draw our inferences with regard to the devices used in the buildings of antiquity, and conclude that they were similar. Furthermore, as men made progress by becoming daily more expert in building, and as their ingenuity was increased by their dexterity, so that from habit they attained to considerable skill, their intelligence was enlarged by their industry, until the more proficient adopted the trade of carpenters. From these early beginnings, and from the fact that nature had not only endowed the human race with senses like the rest of the animals, but had also equipped their minds with the powers of thought and understanding, thus putting all other animals under their sway, they next gradually advanced from the construction of buildings to the other arts and sciences, and so passed from a rude and barbarous mode of life to civilization and refinement. 7. Then, taking courage and looking forward from the standpoint of higher ideas, born of the multiplication of the arts, they gave up huts and began to build houses with foundations, having brick or stone walls, roofs of timber and tiles. Next, observation and application led them from fluctuating and indefinite conceptions to definite rules of symmetry. Perceiving that nature had been lavish in the bestowal of timber and bountiful in stores of building material, they treated this like careful nurses, and thus developing the refinements of life, embellished them with luxuries. Therefore I shall now treat, to the best of my ability, of the things which are suitable to be used in buildings, showing their qualities and their excellences. 8. Some persons, however, may find fault with the position of this book, thinking it should have been placed first. I will therefore explain the matter, lest it be thought that I have made a mistake. Being engaged in writing a complete treatise on architecture, I reserved to set forth in the first book the branches of learning and studies of which it consists, to define its departments, and to show of what it is composed. Hence I have therefore declared what the qualities of an architect should be. In the first book, therefore, I have spoken of the function of the art, but in this I shall discuss the use of the building materials which nature provides. For this book does not show of what architecture is composed, but treats of the origin of the building art, how it was fostered, and how it made progress step by step until it reached its present perfection. 9. This book is, therefore, in its proper order and place. I will now return to my subject, and with regard to the materials suited to the construction of buildings will consider their natural formation, and in what proportion their elementary constituents were combined, making it all clear and not obscure to my readers. For there is no kind of material, no body, and no thing that can be produced or conceived of which is not made up of elementary particles, and nature does not admit of a truthful exploration in accordance with the doctrines of the physicists without an accurate demonstration of the primary causes of things, showing how and why they are as they are. Chapter 2. On the primordial substance according to the physicists. 1. First of all, Thales thought that water was the primordial substance of all things. Heraclitus of Ephesus, surnamed by the Greeks on account of the obscurity of his writings, thought that it was fire. Democritus and his follower Epicurus thought that it was the atoms, termed by our writers bodies that cannot be cut up, or by some, indivisibles. The school of the Pythagoreans added air and the earthy to the water and fire. Hence, although Democritus did not in a strict sense name them, but spoke only of indivisible bodies, yet he seems to have meant these same elements, because when taken by themselves they cannot be harmed, nor are they susceptible to dissolution, nor can they be cut up into parts, but throughout time eternal they forever retain an infinite solidity. 2. All things, therefore, appear to be made up and produced by the coming together of these elements, so that they have been distributed by nature among infinite number of kinds of things. Hence I have believed it right to treat of the diversity and practical peculiarities of these things, as well as of the qualities which they exhibit in buildings, so that persons who are intending to build may understand them, and so make no mistake, but may gather materials which are suitable to use in their buildings. End of Book 2, Chapter 2.